So I might have a little bit of what some people might call a problem. I just picked up another new bike. Okay, it's really not a problem, and I'm really excited about this new bike I just picked up, and there's a really good reason for it. I've never had this style of bike before, and I'm really excited to talk about some of the motivations behind picking up this style of bike. In this video, we're going to build up my brand new Fairdale Weekender Nomad gravel bike together and talk about some of those reasons. So without further ado, here's the new rig, and we're gonna build it up right now. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little nervous because, like I said, I've never had this style of bike before, and putting this together means that I have to tape the bars, and that's something I've never done before. So don't judge me too harshly, but let's get into it. I did endless amounts of research when it came to finding the perfect gravel bike for me. And I knew that the bike needed to be two things. It needed to be really fun, and it needed to be made of steel, which is exactly why I ended up with this Fairdale. Not to mention, Fairdale is a rider-owned bike brand, and it's founded by Taj Mihalich, who is an innovator and a legend in the BMX space, which means this bike has fun baked into its DNA.
We've got the Fairdale out of the box and onto the stand, and I saved you from all the boring bits like clipping zip ties and ripping off all the paper, but this thing came out of the box looking just like this, so I think it'll be fairly straightforward putting it together from here. But before we get into that, I want to talk about my main motivator for picking up a gravel bike. Back in May of this year, my dad had an insanely traumatic mountain bike accident, leaving him with some broken ribs, a broken back, and a broken right femur. Now, thankfully, he's on the road to recovery, and just the other day, he was cleared to lightly start riding his bike, which means he's able to get out on his gravel bike and really start feeling the joy of bike again. And we're so excited about that. And that's one of the main reasons I picked this thing up, so me and him can get back out there and have some fun on the bike and get him back up to speed before he's ready to swing his leg over the mountain bike and head back down the mountain again. He's really looking forward to that, but this season of gravel is going to be so much fun. But more on that towards the end of the video. Let's get into getting this thing built up. Like I mentioned earlier, I've never had a gravel bike, which means I've never put a bike like this together. So what I'm going to do here is figure this out piece by piece. I'm sure there's an order of operations, so if I do anything wrong, let me know in the comments down below. But we're just going to roll a montage as I start putting this thing together. And we'll probably stop here and there and talk about different things. With all that being said, let's get this bike built up so we can get out there and have some fun.
This build has been insanely easy and straightforward so far, which is basically what I expected. Now we're at the part that I'm a little nervous about, which is taping the drop bars. This is something I've never done before. I watched a couple of videos on how it's done, so cross your fingers that we can do this first try, no problems. Let's see how we do. We've got one side of the bars taped, and I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty stressful. That's something I've never done before, so we learned something new today. This will probably need to be redone in the future, but it's going to work for a little bit. So let's go ahead and move on to the other side. The bars are wrapped and they surprisingly turned out pretty dang good. I'm actually very impressed with how they look, given that this is my first attempt at doing a bar wrap. But now that the bike is ready to hit the road, we're gonna take it one step further and outfit it with a few pieces of gear to make those adventure rides a little bit easier. First things first, we're gonna outfit the bike with 2 water bottle cages to make those long adventure rides a little bit more enjoyable. I also picked up this little barbell just as a courtesy to other riders, runners, or hikers out there on the trail to let them know that you're coming up on them just a little bit in advance as opposed to coming right up on them and asking if you can get around them. So we're gonna get this thing mounted up right now. The last 2 pieces I have for the bike are Topo Designs bar bag and frame bag. These things are perfect for gear and snacks out there on the trail. And I've been a big fan of Topo for a really long time. They're a Colorado-based company and their approach to making gear is so cool because it's very minimally focused, it's durable, and it's truly built for anywhere on your map. So we're gonna go ahead and throw these on the bike, and these colors are gonna really make this thing pop. So I'm excited to see what it looks like when we get these things strapped up. We're gonna be starting a series on this channel with my dad where we take you through every step of his journey with this traumatic injury. From day one, discussing what went wrong, his healing process so far, the road to recovery, all leading up to that triumphant moment that he hops back on his mountain bike and rides it down the hill. We're so excited to take you guys along with us on this journey. My dad has such a fun spirit and resilient soul, and we're sharing his story and hopes to motivate or inspire other people who may be facing similar challenges or injuries. This series is going to be full of truly emotional moments, from setbacks to huge victories. It's going to be the real deal. We're so excited to take you along with us on this journey because this is real life and we all fall down, and sometimes getting up can be really, really hard, but it's always worth it. And with all that being said, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any part of the incredible journey that's to come with this new series. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me as we built up my new gravel bike. I'm so excited to take it out for a ride. Which reminds me, I still need to air out these tires. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna let you guys get back to your day. Thank you again so much for being here. Much love and stay joyful. We'll catch you on the next episode. Later.